Hi everybody, Jeff Schneider, and I'm joined today by Keith Sconiers. Keith, thanks for joining me today.
Absolutely.
And Keith is a salesperson, an entrepreneur, and is passionate about entrepreneurship to the point where Keith has formed a podcast. And I wanted Keith to tell us a bit about the podcast. Keith.
Yeah, so I launched Northwest Entrepreneur Show, and that was last month. I've actually had a couple of interviews now. And the podcast, the purpose for the podcast is to allow entrepreneurs to tell their story from how they got started to where they are today and what they're hoping to build in the future. What I found, one of the impetus for the podcast was I found that today's environment as far as business goes is very not very positive unless you're an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
You know how positive it is.
Right, I agree.
A lot of people see business owners as people who are making a ton of money and just, taking advantage of their employees. And I see it as a place for people to tell their story, talk about their risks, talk about their challenges, talk about the ways that they, how they move forward in their business every single day and inspire people to hopefully become entrepreneurs. And if not that, then at least respect the people that they work for.
That's great. Now, a lot of the people listening probably aren't entrepreneurs, but they're salespeople, sales managers. Is there something for them in listening to this podcast as well?
Yeah, I think there is, because I don't think it's much different. I think that an entrepreneur takes on a lot more risk. But as a salesperson, you risk when you go into an appointment with a potential customer, whether you are asking questions or being vulnerable in that conversation so that your customers can relate to you. I think that there's a lot of similarities. The struggle is not as intense for a salesperson, but I think it's definitely, there's a lot there in terms of what's available. That's
cool. So if people want to learn more about you, about the podcast, where do they go? What should they do?
You can go to nweshow.com and it'll take you to the actual website where it's hosted at, and it has my contact information on there as well.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
Very good. Thanks, Keith.